Aloha, welcome to my channel. My name is Shauna, aka Redbird Oracle, and today I will be giving a collective reading to sort of catch up on the energies that have been shifting. So I've switched to a new format. As you can see in my last video, I choose 3 stones out of my chakra bag, and I deliver a message directed towards those specific chakras. So I'm going to start out with the heart chakra, move to the solar plexus, and then down to the root chakra. So if you want to watch all the way through, that's great. We all have the full chakra system, so maybe you'd like to catch the message for all 3 of them, or just go directly to the one that you feel called that needs the most attention and work at this time. So the first stone we are starting out with, this is green aventurine, by the way. This is the heart chakra stone. So I'm going to start out with my crystal deck here, and then we will move over to my Imperial Dragon deck to do some clarification. So when I was walking downstairs to do this reading, something that caught my eye is a black moth. So right now we actually have a lot of black moth caterpillars in Hawaii. They're about to start wrapping themselves in their cocoons, but it was interesting. I've been finding the caterpillars everywhere, but to see a fully developed moth flying around right before this reading is indicating to me that there's a huge transformation of the heart that just happened, and that does feel like it's directed towards this first group for the heart chakra. So that may or may not resonate with you, but if you feel like you've just sort of busted out of something, that you're finally on the other side of something, this reading is definitely for you if you need to gain some clarification on what that was or how to sort of move forward from that. So the first card that's coming out is individuality, and the pink around the edges indicates that it is a heart chakra card, and we have 444 down here at the bottom. So this is an angel card. And we have the stone of labradorite. So labradorite, every time I see this stone come up, it has a reflective surface to it. And it's always, not always, but sometimes it comes through on this card as more of an introspection, that everything that you see around you is just a reflection of your internal world. And I know we get so sick of hearing that, especially when you're really going through the thick of it. There's an agitation that comes up with like, I know this, I know this, I know that it's all just a reflection, and yet that's not helping with the process of clearing. So I'm going to pull 2 more cards and then do some clarification on this one, because I do feel like that reflection is what's sort of being restructured here. So we'll pull 1 more from the top of the deck, and we'll go from the bottom here. So these did come out during my last reading. If you don't feel like you're on the other side of this heart opening, of this heart transformation, I would recommend that you go back and watch my last reading with the message for the heart chakra, because that was more of like going through the thick of it. Because similar messages were coming out, but this message is specifically, I think, for people who have already like sort of come out on the other side of whatever was going on in that heart transformation. So if you're still in the thick of it, please go and watch my other video. It was really helpful for a lot of people. It was really helpful for me in my own heart transformation. But now we're sort of moving on to a new, I don't want to say paradigm. I don't like using words that are too cheesy and like oversaturated in the spiritual community, but it's just a new way of being. And these 2 cards leading off of the first one, we have divine perfection. So what I'm hearing with this is you're starting to see, feel, and hear, the messages may be coming through differently for different people. Like you're really starting to tap into that divine perfection, this really clear sense of everything is exactly how it needs to be, no matter how good or bad it looks, because as humans in operating from a space of duality, we need labels, we need clarification and boundaries in order to like navigate that this is the ground, that's the sky, this is food, that's water, this is good, this is bad. But also recognizing that those are just labels. They don't actually mean anything. They're just a way for us to navigate. And I think that many of you are coming to the realization that even if something is quote unquote bad, it is exactly where it needs to be. It is happening exactly how it needs to happen. And if you're having a hard time pushing through to that, you know, the message that's coming through with that is like, stop pushing yourself to realize these things, and you just relax into it. And these are both heart chakra cards coming out here. They're both 444 cards. So if you've been seeing a lot of synchronicities, they have a very similar shape. You see this is like it's like a two-phase process. You stepped through this portal and you've sort of awoken, you've risen into this space where you know there's that same shape, the same sort of spiky shape in the background here, but you're in front of it. Like, this is definitely a reading for those of you who have really stepped through something huge, and you're just navigating that at this point. You're just in this new energy and developing a sense for what's going on without grasping too much at, you know, without grasping too much about what you think is going on, just really feeling into and moving from the heart space to navigate this energy. And the last card that's coming out is Her Eyes Ever Open. And this is related to the heart chakra. Whenever I see these little guys up in the corner, it's always a guide. It usually comes out as, I'm hearing impulse, like there's an impulse to move through a certain space, and that like some of these messages can come through really cryptic, but the lotus on this flower is really indicating, and there's actually moths on this flower, like it's really indicating sort of the unfolding of the void almost, that there's a guide pulling you into this place, and there may be some fear coming up, and this is root chakra related, so you may want to either watch through the whole reading or after this one skip forward to the root chakra, because you may be receiving for both of those. Part of your heart opening is leading you into that space of the void, and when you start to approach that space of the void, usually the first emotion that I am confronted with, and many others that I have encountered, is fear of the unknown, fear of expanding into that space, fear of really coming face to face with the essence of our being, for lack of better words. I know it sounds like so grand and huge, but when you really approach that space and you relax into the fear, it becomes not such a big deal. And that's what I really want you to see with this card is, or that's what's being shown to you with this card. It's like as you're approaching it, the fear feels huge, but it's really, really small. It's really easy if you allow yourself to just allow that fear to guide you into this space. Just follow it in there. That's what it feels like. The fear isn't coming at you. You're sort of following it into this space, like really breathing into it, not focusing too hard, but relaxing into just like, it feels like a lean, like you're leaning over the edge of something, and allow it to pull you in, and you'll just drop right into it. Really interesting message coming out for you guys. So I'm going to do some clarification, mostly on this individuality card. I feel like that reflective nature that's coming through on this card is, I always drop them out here. I like doing the readings outside. So we did get these two cards in the last reading as well. And when they fell out, the divine perfection like hit the ground. So with the individuality, that's coming out is destiny and mercy. So we have two cards here that came out in the other reading. So mercy is like the halfway point of this card. I say that because we have number 5 and number 10 here, which is interesting that they're coming out together, because it's almost like you took a giant leap forward in something. There were steps that you could have taken, but were not necessary. So you sort of like leapt into a new space, and don't overthink that. Like, you were restructured very quickly, like sort of torn apart and put back together without a manual, without any point of reference. And you're out on the other side of that right now with this divine perfection, with this new sense of clarity, and sort of maybe feeling confused as to what was that. And I don't think that this was like a day or an hour or a meditation. I think that this was a surprisingly long process that you didn't maybe even realize you were going through until you were out on the other side of it. And it's like, whoa, what was that? And I think the advice coming through on here, especially with this destiny card, is like, don't think about it. It's over. Whatever that was with the imbalance and the negativity and the toxic thoughts, it's gone. And you may, I don't want to give you too much to grasp onto with that. It's gone, and there's no need to go back to it. There's no need to turn around and try to search for it or look for it or find answers. You made it through, and you're on the other side of something, and you're being asked to step into this divine perfection energy. And I think that, it doesn't feel like there's any hesitation. It's like, okay, you were ready for this. Obviously, you took a huge jump forward. You were ready for this. So I want to get one more message for you, sort of leading us out of this and into the next stone, to the solar plexus. So what final message can we get for the heart chakra group? Thank you. Okay. I love when this card comes out. Nourishment. Again, we have a heart chakra card, 444. That's a lot of energy here. This one stayed pretty well in the heart space with a little bit of root chakra coming out here, sort of trailing us out. But, these two cards are obviously connected because we have a lot of deep root chakra energy surrounded by the heart chakra. So, what's going to guide you through into that void is having that connection, having that clear sense of stability without needing to see the answers. I'm surprised unconditional trust didn't pop out, because that's what this is. Trusting that you can move and navigate in the void because you are the void. And the nourishment, sometimes it comes out as food, sometimes it comes out as like content or taking a step back from social media, from your phone. But this is, I'm feeling like such a clean slate with this energy. Like, there's nothing that I can say to you that you need to take out of your life that would help you through this. That the only way into the void and through this next journey that you're about to be taking with this, is by keeping your heart open and just trusting yourself. And I think that's what's going to nourish you, is knowing. It's that impulse. I keep hearing this impulse coming through, trusting those impulses, because they're not impulses guided by the ego anymore. These are impulses that are guided by your higher self, which is not separate from you. It's very much so right here. It's tangible. You can touch it. and start really listening to those impulses. I just keep hearing that impulse, impulse, impulse. So I'm going to leave that right there for you, because this is sort of the next, you're rolling out of something and into the next thing. And this might be a really good time for you to like take a break, take a few days. If you're a spiritual warrior and you are just clearing and purging and doing the work, awesome, great for you. But I do think that this is a time to stop and really appreciate what, like, the energy that has just opened up for you before you sort of lead into this next portion of the journey. Really just take care of yourself during this time. That is the only advice that I can give you for this. But this is an incredible reading. It's incredibly powerful what you've cleared and what you're about to go into. And I don't think there's anything scary. You know, fear comes up in the root chakra, but you know, with your heart open, you've got this. So thank you so much. I hope that helped you. And if this is where our journey ends, good luck to you. If not, I will see you in the solar plexus portion. So the next stone is the solar plexus here. We have citrine. I love this little guy. The solar plexus stone, still, even since the last reading, it always leaps out of the rest of the group of cards or the group of stones. It always disappears. It always wants more time on the ground and in the soil. So what's coming through with that little message is maybe to get out on the earth and to garden or be with the plants and allow them to sort of take the heaviness off of you. So there's mosquitoes all over me, so it's that time of day. And I have a habit of dropping my cards when I do the reading outside. So let's get some cards for the solar plexus group. What does the solar plexus group need to know right now? Okay. Wow. Okay, we'll get 3 cards. No reversals today, or at least for this group. Okay, you guys, I mean, the heart chakra reading was really powerful, but the first card out of the gate on this is Daring Rebirth. This is like ancient tomb. I'm just feeling like this really, really ancient energy, like these ancient archetypes just being taken down, and this new era sort of coming through, this new light being shined in this really dark place that has existed for who knows how long. And in so the red rim indicates root chakra energy, and there's a lot of like inky darkness in the background here. So you may have been encountering a lot of fear in the last, I am hearing, week and a half. And there's also a lot of yellow energy around here, a lot of the gold energy that is, you know, calling to me. This is solar plexus. This is the solar plexus reading. And you guys have just gone through like the dark night of the soul is what this is indicating. And you went in there and you just wiped out some unhealthy thought patterns and ancestral karma that was building up. You went through and did a massive clearing. I'm just getting like goosebumps and chills all over and like feeling this excitement inside my body. You've unlocked something very powerful for yourself in the last week and a half. And it was a really dense, heavy energy. So that's why I think it's important for you to get out on the earth right now and just really allow the earth to take that off of you, because you just pulled a lot of stuff to the surface. And I can feel like my hairs are just standing on end right now. Whatever you guys did, whatever you just went through, incredible. and you're sort of swinging over into an extremely light energy. And I think just getting onto the earth and allowing that shedding to take place, allowing that releasing to take place is going to help you if you're feeling a little stagnant still. Yeah, just the advice with that. And I'll pull some clarification cards as well. But the next card coming out is So It Shall Be. So this is throat chakra. This is open. By going through this isn't just root chakra. By doing that clearing, you have opened up to massive, it's like turning on the lights. Like I said with the last one, you've lit up some spaces in your subconscious. You've brought a lot of things to the surface, to the conscious, to and this is like collective energy that you have unveiled, and you have just lit up your throat chakra. It feels like there is a deep precision in your words now. And someone I was just having a conversation with, he said that the only thing that can cut through illusion is truth. And that may not sound that profound, but in the moment and in this moment, those words were exactly what I needed to hear. And we have that knowledge within us, that truth within us. And all we have to do is be a clear enough channel for it to come out. And you've cleared the channel. This clearing that you went through, you've attuned your station, and you are tuned in to this very precise, very clean and clear truth that's just shining through to you. And I'll repeat this again because it's coming back through it again. All you have to do is just do some cleanup with your energetic body, and you're going to feel so much lighter. And this new energy is just going to pour through you. And then we have empowered service. So you have a new calling coming your way. And this is a heart chakra with rhodonite coming out. It feels like there's a new calling coming to you that your heart has sort of been tugging you toward, and your fear has been blinding you to. You might not even have recognized that this was happening, that your heart has always been pulling you towards this. But the fear that was previously blinding you, that is no longer there, you're going to move toward this much quicker. And these two are coming out like twins. These two directly relate to each other. You're going to be seen, and you're going to be seen from a very authentic place, from the spoken word, from a truth, like the truth of your being, from a very clear place. Let's get some clarification cards here, because I mean, this is the readings today. They've just been so powerful. I mean, I knew there was some rebirths going on, but wow. And we have 2, 3, 3, 3 cards coming out. So again, just like the last reading, if you are seeing a lot of synchronicities, pay attention to that, because that will be directing you toward this empowered service, toward your sort of soul purpose. So you have become a clear enough channel to really start moving in the direction that you were put on this planet. You've always been moving in that direction. You can just see it now. There we go. So let's get some clarification for the daring rebirth. All right, so I'm not reading reversals today. That's just what the cards have spoken. So with the daring rebirth here, we have balance. And 11 indicates divine union, the balance of masculine and feminine. This can be an external relationship, but I always err on the side of internal, that there has been a balance. There's been a struggle. There's been a power struggle between your masculine and feminine internally. And just like I said in the last reading, the terms masculine and feminine, they're just labels. They don't mean because you're a man, you are predominantly masculine energy, or because you're a woman, you're predominantly feminine energy. Like, we're all a very balanced mix of both. And you've probably had this realization a long time ago, but those two energies have come into a really beautiful balance within you. And that's what was able to thrust you through this daring rebirth. I just keep feeling like there's not really much to be said here. You did the work, you stepped into your power, and you did it in a really healthy way. And now you're seeing the direct results of that. So that's these next two cards coming out. So with So It Shall Be, we have Mercy. I love this card. It has so many meanings, but the only thing I'm hearing with this card is the month of May. Month of May. I do not like giving people timelines, but the month of May is going to be really huge for you. That there is a really big opportunity coming your way, and the trick of this is to stay in this energy of that clear channel, of the open heart, really letting go of the things that were keeping you unbalanced. Like, don't turn around, don't look at that. You have this massive opportunity, and not to allow your fear to cloud your vision again. It's already moving towards you, and it's going to be a really big month for you in May. What is it, the end of April? Oh, that's like a few days. I didn't even, sorry, the time is so weird right now. And the next card that came out with Empowered Service is the Firmament. So this is wish fulfillment. This card is the equivalent to the star in tarot. This is a dream come through, all of the positive intentions, all of the wishing that you've done. I'm hearing like written in the stars, like the Destiny card might come out with this, but this is something that you will pour into you when you're doing it. It will energize you in a very clean and open way. Not like coffee energy or sugar energy. Like, this is source energy that will fuel you to do this empowered service. And that's not necessarily like spiritual work. This is your life path. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything else. There's just a very blissful silence that's with these last two cards, that just to really enjoy where you're at right now. You know, there's no preparation, there's no swinging into the next mission, there's none of that. It's that you just went through a huge clearing, and you're moving towards something that was meant for you. And there's no resistance there. There's no more fight. It's really an incredible message. So I'll pull one final message, parting here. So we have the Untamed. This is the big bright solar plexus. Whenever I pull this card for anyone, it's like it's a cracking of the veil. And with your reading, with all the snowflakes in the background, like, this is your unique signature here that's coming out. Like, you have a very unique signature, and you are finally operating from that unique signature, that you've done so much clearing to get to this authenticity, to get to this really clear place, and this unique little snowflake signature that you move through and operate from. is really going to start coming through the month of May and leading you into your divine purpose. And you may be feeling that already. So I'll just say it one more time for the sake of saying it one more time. Get on the earth, clear, let the earth just take everything that you have brought to the surface. Express your gratitude and move in this new energy. Amazing. I love you guys' reading. So if this is where our journey ends, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helps some of you. If you're going to continue watching into the root chakra reading, here we go. So, sorry, not the root chakra. Interesting. This is actually the sacral. So we have the sacral reading here with carnelian. This looks like an agate. Correct me if I'm wrong. I actually don't know what this stone is. I just know that this is the sacral. I know it's a sacral stone. So as I started getting closer to this reading, I can actually feel my energy getting a little tired. So that's interesting, because with the first two, it was very light, very upbeat. There's a lot of energy pouring into it. But I think with this sacral reading, there's a little bit of a drain happening here. Or what I'm hearing is it's not a drain. It's you're being asked to rest a lot more than you're used to. And there might be a bit of resistance to that. Resting does not make you lazy. So I want to get into that message a little bit about the rest. Maybe not so much why you need to rest, but what the resistance to that is, because I am hearing like, just take this time to rejuvenate and recuperate and just be really still to allow that to happen. Okay, so we just had this card. All right, let's unpack this a little bit. So daring rebirth is coming out, which also came out for the solar plexus reading. But what I'm getting a very similar energy to the first part of that message, which is you just went into the dark night of the soul. You cleared out ancestral wounds, like clearing out the tomb. Like I see a lot of tomb energy in the background here. We have the root chakra energy here. But I think you burnt yourself out while you were doing it, mostly because maybe you didn't nurture yourself very well through that process. If you weren't eating well, sleeping well, insomnia, stress. So I don't think you're tired because you're draining your energy somewhere. I think you're tired because you just came out of, you just crawled out of the depths of something, and it's like collapsing on solid ground again, feeling supported again, feeling grounded again, and to connect to the earth. I don't want to repeat this message too much, but to get onto the earth and allow the earth to support you during this process. And I feel like really emotional, a lot of really deep grief emotions coming up. Whatever you're letting go of right now, it's ready to pour out of you, and you can pour it somewhere. You can pour it into the earth. That's what the Mother Earth is here to do, is she's here to support you. So maybe if you weren't feeling supported through that process, now is a good time to just get on your hands and your knees, put your face, your forehead on the earth, and just feel her supporting you in order to regain that energy and regain your balance and really get back into your body and ground here, because you just went through it. Yeah, there's a lot of emotion coming up with this, and it's let it rise to the surface, let it release through your body. It's okay. You just worked really, really hard, and you deserve a break. You deserve a break. Okay. Take a deep breath, let it out. Because the next energy that's coming out is very, very nurturing and soothing. We have sacred ecosystem. This is one of my favorite cards. I have a few, any of them that look ocean themed, I automatically navigate towards. This, like the energy that's coming off of this, and it's mirroring the message that I just gave you. I'm seeing like a turtle egg here. And, you know, that's that moving slowly. You're going through a rebirth, and it's okay to move slowly. It's okay to tune into your body. And if it says, don't engage, don't text this person, don't reach out, inform people that you're going through something, but really take that time to move slow. Or if you do want to spend time with someone, inform them, I'm moving slowly right now. I'm vulnerable right now. This is just where I'm at, but I'd still like to spend time with you. And even my words are coming slower with this message because there's just this really deep need to pull back. And it's okay to pull back. I think you've needed to hear that for a long time, that it's okay to take a step back from things and let other people deal with their own stuff so that you can really flush this out of your system. And with a water element coming out like this, get in the water, drink a lot of water, take a lot of baths. If you have a hot tub, you can see this one, you can come use mine. Just kidding. You know, try to get into the water and allow that to clean your system. You know, the earth and the ocean and, you know, all of these elements that are here to assist us in this clearing process. Just allow that to take place. You don't have to pull it off yourself. You don't have to do all the work all the time. Allow Mother Earth to support you in every way that she can with these elements. And I'll pull some clarification cards with these as well. So the last message that's coming out is descending power. And sometimes I see this with this card, not every time, but I am seeing it here. There's a man's face right there, sort of in the background watching over you. And I am being drawn to the Ascended Master here, that you are pulling a power through your body that is requiring you to master this slowing down process. Like by slowing down, you can pull this power through your body. And a lot of us think that power is ascension, that we have to rise up. But this is pulling that power down and through our vessels and anchoring it through Mother Earth. Root chakra coming out here. Maybe this was meant for the root chakra, but it's an anchoring into, and I really think by connecting to the elements of the earth will help you slow down and anchor this energy in, because you were just moving. You were all over the place in here. You were all over the place doing all this clearing work, and you might have been moving really quickly. You might have been neglecting some things in your life, and that's fine. Do not beat yourself up for that. That is exactly what you needed to do to get that clearing done, and you did it. So take a break. Light some sage. My cards actually smell like sage right now. You know, do whatever it takes to really relax. So I want to pull one clarification card for each of these. See what comes out. What does the sacral / root chakra group need to know about daring rebirth? Third time's the charm. Okay. This mercy card is making an appearance today. it actually really loves to come out in general, but I'm pretty sure in the last reading it came out with the daring rebirth. I might be wrong. But it's coming out with a completely different message. It's something that you faced in here. It's an energy that you just went really deep into in this dark night of the soul that's kind of representing itself through this card. It's like this, the dragon that's on this card looks like a pharaoh coming through as one of your ancestors that you did some clearing for with the final message from that place. It's like handing over the baton. It's coming out very cryptic, so I'm going to take this really slow with this message for you guys. So pharaohs are from Egypt, and that's actually what I was seeing on this card when I first pulled it out. It just reminded me of like the bricks you would see with the pyramids and where royalty would be buried, and this golden staff, like this being your ancestor, and this golden staff sort of being passed off to you. Like you did the work, you cleared a long line of lineage of built up karma, built up toxicity and negative thought patterns. Like you cleared so much from that space. I have no idea how long you were in there for. I don't even know if you know how long you were in there for, but you did so much work to clear that space out. And there's this gift being handed to you, this like rite of passage almost. And you know, there's that question of, are you ready to accept this? Are you ready to step into this power? Are you ready to pull this power into your vessel and really just step into that as like the sun is glowing? I mean, this is amazing. You know, this offer that's being made to you, the work that you just did, the messages that are coming through today, this is ancestral, like gratitude. You are all being thanked for doing the work that you have been doing. And yeah, let's step in, let's step into the next card. I don't want to get too wrapped up in that. The first thing I noticed, so the Destiny card is coming out with the sacred ecosystem. So the very first thing I noticed is the green dragon and the green, I thought was a turtle egg, but you know, maybe a dragon eyeball here. That these two cards are definitely intertangled and intertwined. The Destiny card is very self-explanatory, but it's sort of coming out with a different power right now. I'm seeing like this twisting and intertanglement in the star. So with the message that came out before with sacred ecosystem of really slowing down, I think that that's your way to tune into this path that is being shown to you. Like this dragon's body is creating a path through here. And by really slowing down, you can finally see, you know, this eyeball coming out, you can finally see the path. And it's not as complicated as it once looked. I think you're going to get there. I think you're going to get to that point, if you're not already there, that you're going to see that the path of your destiny is not as complicated as you once thought it was. And as you go through all this clearing and you're starting to see things with much more clarity, it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be a maze. It can be a direct, straight line as long as you really pull back, slow down, and listen to that voice that's guiding you. So I just keep hearing, you know, slow down, slow down. So with the last little bit here with descending power, we have the Imperial Dragon. This dragon is extremely powerful. Chest out, wings open, really standing on top of this creation here. And sometimes with this message that I received from that card, it's a little bit of a reminder of how much you've conquered already, how much you've cleared already, and the path that you've taken, although it may not be the easiest path, it was the quickest point from A to B, and you got there. You're at B, and there's this sort of reflection happening. And I think that's a big part of why you're being asked to slow down, because there's this introspection, there's this reflecting that's happening. That's what, the emotions coming out in the beginning of it, you're looking back and you're like, oh my God, that was a lot. And there may be this like disbelief that you're out on the other side of it, but I assure you that the cards coming out here indicate that you are. And you don't have to go back into that space, that you can continue to move forward from a much slower pace, from a much more relaxed place, from a clear sense that you are stepping into your power, and everything that has happened up until this point was extremely necessary to get you right here. And you took a very expedited path, we'll call it. So one more message for one more message for you guys. You're not going to believe this. Rest. And this is such a like a womb like energy. Like I keep saying about Mother Earth, allowing that energy to support you. Even if you don't feel supported by people in your life, if you're having a hard time supporting yourself and holding yourself up, don't, whatever that means for you, don't. Lay on the ground, get in the water, float somewhere, feel the support there, that it's always there. Gravity supports us by holding us right here. I mean, if you really look around you, you'll see just how supported you are. And all you need to do at this point, you do not need to hold yourself together. You do not need to hold yourself upright. You need to rest. And rest assured that you are tapping into something extremely, extremely profound and extremely powerful, and you're ready for that. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that message helped some of you. Comment, share if you think that this might help someone. These energies that have been shifting have been really incredible, and even though things can get difficult and seem really hard, it is truly an amazing time to be alive and watch so many of us, so many of you willing to do the work and willing to step through these transformations and tune into your calling. So keep up the amazing work, tune back in to my next readings, and I will see you soon.